I'm back again with another update on my 2006 Impala SS restoration project, and don't have a lot to report, but it's kind of a milestone because I haven't made any progress on this car in about the last 2 months because, well, a couple of reasons. I've been recovering from a surgery I had, and that went really well, and I have to refrain from any kind of heavy lifting or any kind of heavy, strenuous physical activity for a period of time, and I'm about, I think I'm about 7 or 8 weeks into recovery now. I think it's going to be 8 weeks next week. Next Tuesday it's going to be 8 weeks. So I'm 7 weeks into it. And anyways, so everything's going better with that. And then also the first week of August, we had a lot of rain over here. About the first 2 weeks of August had about 7 inches of rain. Had almost kind of a monsoon over here, and so you can't really do any painting because one of the things you have to do is one of the things I have to do any painting is the car's got to be pushed out of the garage. As you can see, the garage is empty. It's pushed out in the driveway. So yeah, there's 2 reasons for that. First off, I couldn't really push the car recovering from surgery. I can now, though. I can push the car just fine. It's not that strenuous, so I can push the car just fine, but can't push the car outside and leave it outside for very long if it's going to rain every time you turn around. I can't leave it out in the rain, and hot, humid weather and everything like that. It's not really the best weather for painting and everything. So anyways, that weather has broke and had nice, clear, low humidity conditions. There's no rain in the forecast. I can push the car outside and leave it out there and not worry about it and everything. So I decided to get a coat of primer surfacer on these 2 fenders here that you're looking at. So here's the 2 fenders, and they have, for the longest time, they have been just sitting waiting. They had been coated with my silver slather coat, which is, I'll show you. I got a lot of solvent. That was a fly on me. Got a solvent in this can, but it's this stuff. I've talked about it a million times. So anyway, these things were coated with that stuff, plus they were coated on the inside. All of the inner surfaces are bed liner, very heavy, thick bed liner, and right now it's got gray primer on it, but don't you worry, it'll be back to black just as soon as the whole fender is black, so I'm not worried about that. None of that stuff shows anyways, but anyway, these are the last pieces of sheet metal that need painting. So I got one more step into the paint work here, and they are coated now with primer surfacer, and that's this stuff here. The primer surfacer is on top of the slather coat. So the whole thing has been very heavily coated inside and out with the slather coat. Extra attention around this wheel lip area with the slather coat, and that all has to be very thoroughly sanded down, and then it gets primer surfacer on the top of it, and it just keeps going out of focus on me here. But anyway, yeah, in order to coat these 2 panels, I mixed up a batch that probably is equivalent to this can or this mixing cup. The mixing cup probably all the way to the top to get enough here. I mixed about a 6-part batch. These are graduated in parts, and you use the 411 mixing scale, and the very top of it is 6 parts, and I ended up mixing up a 7-part batch. So I had to, a 7-part batch would probably go right up to the tippy top. So I had to mix up some, and then mix up a little bit more, and fill the cup probably 2 times, and that gives you enough that I was able to put 3 full coats on each panel, and make sure you get the edges, and you got to get all around the inside and everything. And then the idea is to build that stuff up thick let it cure. It is a it's a 2K urethane. It is hardened with a chemical hardener, and the idea is let that stuff cure, and then it sands really easy. It sands like butter, and so you sand most of it off. The idea is to block sand it all out, and that's why they call it surfacer, and it gives you your smoothest and hopefully your straightest possible results on that. So there's 3 coats on each of them, 3 good heavy built up coats, and then probably most of it will be sanded off. By the way, there's a bug there landed in there, and that's inconsequential. Doesn't matter on primer. I wiped him right off. Look at it. So anyway, yeah, but I was out here shooting right around nightfall, and bugs were in here because the door was open, and that's a consideration. That's a problem. If I was shooting finished color in here, I'd have to do a better job of controlling entry of bugs. But other than that, not really an issue with the primer surfacer. And then so anyway, I'll have to get that all block sanded out. It may require an additional coating. I've had that happen where I might be able to block it all out and it'll be adequate and not need anything else, or it's entirely possible I'll block it all out and it'll need another coating. I've already done that on some things. I think I did that on the doors, but I'm hoping to get away with just this one coat. And looking at how I mounted these on here, I got a couple of bungee cords to get these things to sit right, because they will not sit in that position out on those arms all by themselves like that. You gotta put some tension on them and get them to lean back a little bit so that you can get underneath this lip where you need to get. But at the same time, you can't have too much angle, because you got to get in here too, and you got to get all the way around them. And another thing I'm looking at here about changing is the way I have these in a pair, and right in this zone here. It's kind of tight when if I stand inside of here, you got to watch yourself so you don't accidentally, while you got your attention on this one, you don't back into this one and brush it with your clothes. And that wouldn't be a big deal with the primer, because it's all got to be sanded out anyway. But I was thinking about, if I'm going to shoot them as a pair to get their finish paint on them, I got to figure something out. What I was thinking about is taking them and staggering them. So I'm gonna think about taking these 2 arms and swinging them all the way over this way, and then do the opposite direction on that way, and try to get these 2 staggered out so there's there's more room to stand in between there. When I did the doors, they were like side by side. They were not quite as close as that, but they were still pretty close, and I had to watch myself, because I've had that happen. You'll be all your attention on one, and this one is behind you wet, and you got to watch out you don't back into it, because if that's your finish clear, you're gonna really be upset with yourself if you back into that. If you even brush your clothing on that while it's wet, that's gonna cost you a day's work right there. So that's something I'm thinking about. And then you look at how it's lumpy in here. That's the bed liner. The bed liner goes all the way out to this edge. And this is all covered up. You see these are the plastic inner fender well covers, and I've upgraded all of these too. These originally, the OEM, I probably talked about this before, but the OEM, there's just holes here and they have plastic clips. Well, that's all gone. No more of that crap. Everything, I have upgraded all of those. Everything, the wheel liners, the wheel fender liners, whatever you want to call them, those and every other thing, the rocker beauty covers, all that stuff. No more clips for anything anymore. It is all attached with threaded stainless hardware, and these are threaded nuts. These are stainless steel nuts. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? Anyway, there's nuts welded to the inside, and it's all, of course, it's down here especially. It's been double coated with bed liner, and it's armor plated and everything. Everything where some kind of trim attaches, it's been upgraded to threaded fasteners. And so, anyways, these are the last two metal panels that are going to need painting. All the other sheet metal on the car is painted. So hopefully soon. The weather forecast is looking good. The weather pattern as far as being real hot. July got really hot this year. Not good painting weather. August got really wet for the first couple of weeks. Not good painting weather. Now the weather pattern has broke and it's getting into a cooler and drier, much lower humidity. And hopefully that holds out for a while. And in the next few days, I'm not going to be able to paint these right away because the next thing I got to do is get them sanded. And, if they might need a second coating of primer surfacer, get them blocked out and see what they need. If they need a second coating, got to do it all over again. If not, then still I got to prepare the whole garage for painting. And, I've already had experience where, for primer, I don't care, but these arms and stuff, I'm going to wrap them up in plastic and try to hold just stray dust and debris as much as I can. But anyway, yeah, they're going to be setting up on those arms. But like I said, I'm going to try to swing this one forward and swing that one backward and try to stagger them out and get more walking room in between the two of them. But they'll pretty much be sitting in that position. It's pretty close to ideal. Gives me the angle that I can reach everything, and it's all out in the open, and get them all painted. And anyway, when I get these, hopefully that'll be sometime within the next few days, within the next week or so. I got some other things to do too, and I got a couple of appointments I got to make, and might not get any work done that day and all that stuff. But anyway, get them painted, and that's the last sheet metal items, panels on the car. The only thing after that is then you have the flexible, the bumper covers, front and rear, and that's what's piled up over here. I'll have that, and those, that's a different paint there. You have to add a flex additive to it, and the way that works is you add a flex additive. You're going to use the same primer surfacer, and it's about a 5% mix of flex additive, and they want you to use the flex additive on your primer surfacer and then get that prepared. And then when it comes to the color coat, they want you to not put flex additive in that, but then they want you to put flex additive in the clear coat. So the color coat gets no flex additive, and I'm guessing they don't want you to, that's going to affect the coverage, because it's clear. The flex additive is clear, and you throw some of that in there, and then right away it starts to take away some of the opacity of the color. And I think that's why they don't want any flex additive in the color, but everything else has got to have about a 5% flex additive. So once I get those metal panels finished, then there's the two flexible bumper covers, and then the rocker covers, which are out on the car. They're just mounted there for fitting purposes, and I left them there because it's a good way to keep them out of the way so I don't trip over them. But those will be the next things on the agenda after I get these painted. And I don't know, and what else? Well, I guess once I get all of those items in finished paint, then that's the entire car in finished paint. And then I guess from there it's I've got engine and powertrain work to do, and get the engine ready and get it all in there. And then so yeah, there you go. So that's the update for now. And yeah, it's not big, but I got something. So I guess the next thing will be I'll let you know when I get these painted. So thanks for watching, and so long.